Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a quick radar update for you. We do have storms out in the western Dakotas now passing through the Dickinson area. There's been severe thunderstorm warnings out there, some hail potential, as well as an active tornado warning. I'll get you right to the latest as we take a look at that radar out to the west. So you can see these storms are moving off to the north and to the east now as we head into the evening hour, right along the South Dakota border. This is actually south of Lemon, South Dakota, which is not far from you folks in Hettinger. This is a very stout thunderstorm, some strong rotation as it moves to the north and to the east. Here is a look at what is expected from this particular storm. Golf ball sized hail, and there is a radar indicated tornado with it. This one is also quite a ways away from any radar site. And so any kind of information that you may have, if you happen to be out in this area closer to this storm, can be quite helpful. Again, its movement is to the north and east. Let's get a look at that warning text from the South Dakota National Weather Service office out there. And earlier this evening, it was capable of producing that tornado near the Shade Hill Reservoir, about 15 miles straight south of Lemon, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour, along with the golf ball size hail. So again, seek shelter in that interior room, stay away from windows, get to the lowest floor possible. And if you happen to be camping or out at the grasslands, definitely seek shelter in a sturdy structure. Again, I want to take one more look at the movement of this particular cell, moving to the northeast, at 15 miles per hour. So basically, it's going to remain over basically over those rural portions of the county out here. As we check its latest position, it's moving in the general direction of Morristown, is about 22 miles from you, 25 miles from you as the crow flies. So with its current speed of movement at only 15 miles per hour, it'll take it a bit of time to get anywhere near you. Let's go ahead and type in the speed of movement. I'm going to put that closer to 19 miles per hour. And here is a look with regards to this storm. It will be in the well, let's go ahead and lower this down. Shade Hill now, between now and 5 minutes from now, and Keldrum about 75 minutes before it makes its way all the way up into that Morristown area. So mainly over rural portions of the county, and you can see here as it works its way through that there are only 68 people in the population coming up there. Weather is back at it, Simon. Thanks again. Now, many of these thunderstorms are heading in that general direction to the east. We're not expecting them to remain severe into the late night hours. And if you happen to be in the Dickinson area, look at this storm that was in your neck of the woods a little bit earlier. Now that's moving up into the general direction of the, Gladstone area. So here it is, popping up New England, heading up to the north and east, and there's a little bit of hail associated with that particular cell as well. Let me turn on the storm dots if I can here so we can start at the center of those storms and show you the trajectory of them. Here's the storm cell that is prompted a advisory from the National Weather Service. It's moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. And this storm is going to be capable of about some 1/2 inch diameter hail as it moves in toward the Gladstone area. So if we remember that 30 mile per hour movement with that, Dickinson, you're seeing scattered showers and storms, but here is the one heading with the hail core with it, working its way towards Gladstone. Let's get you an idea of how long it's going to take to get to your neck of the woods. And if you happen to be in Taylor, it's about 20 minutes away, and Richardson, it's about 29 minutes away as it moves to the north and east. These storms are moving in the general direction of Lake Sakakawea. A chance for some rain in Glen Olin, Hebron, working up towards Beulah and the Beulah Bay area, as well as you folks up in the Hazen area for now. A little closer look at a radar up in the northwest. We have had some storms up there not far from Williston, but we do see those have really diminished in intensity compared to what's going on down to the south and the active tornado warning. So as we take a look at these storms from the Bismarck radar now, we'll give you an idea, since they're moving toward Bismarck from the south and east, how far they are away from you. And I'll give you a little Hutch estimate as to when they may arrive in Mandan, just out to the west, at maybe Fort Lincoln State Park out there. So it's about 67 miles away, moving at about 30 miles per hour. So we'll put it at 2 hours. It can accelerate a little bit, but as we approach 9:45 to 10 o'clock, that's Hutch's ETA when this line of storms will move toward the capital city. The strongest of the storms is on the southern flank of this. It's capable of some significant hail size still on the latest scan. It's moving very close to the Lemon area, but the rotating part of the storm is just to the south. And just so that we can give you an idea here, these storms will be making their way in the general direction of the valley overnight. I do not anticipate severe storms overnight. Let's take a look at the South Dakota DOT cameras because there are a couple right in the ballpark of where this storm is. So allow me to, well, pardon me while I go ahead and pop up a image here of me over North Dakota. And I'm going to just move this over to the other side here. So let's go with this and let's go copy. And now we'll pop this on over South Dakota so I can point out what we're looking at if I see anything interesting at all. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go up into the northwestern quadrant of South Dakota. Again, I mentioned there were a couple cameras right out here in the grasslands. Now, looking from the north, from Lemon, South Dakota, it's heading in your general direction just to your south. But as this indication shows us here, this storm is all rain that we're seeing here. Well, I don't know why I've got the all blue color there. Let's try that one more time. So a lot of rain and dark skies as we look down to the south for you folks down there in that Lemon area. So the storm is south of you. All you're going to see from that area is the very heavy rain making its way through. Looking up from the south, though, from this point here, south of Meadow, we may have a chance here at seeing what that storm is producing as we head in. So taking a look now as we go from the Meadow area here and zooming in. Oh, okay. So now we're looking up. It looks like we could see the dark skies up there toward the North Dakota border. Let's take a look at another angle. Way out there, some very dark skies right behind my chair here. And then as again, we take another look. Oh, that basically is showing us road surface there. And that's looking toward the north direction, so not much to see. A little bit west of Bison, we have another camera that is in the general vicinity. This one may show the best view of the storm. As you look off to the distance here, you can kind of see that lowering cloud base out there with quite a bit of rain showing up on that particular part of the thunderstorm. So these storms are severe right now. A couple of them have become severe. Hail and damaging straight line wind will be the main threat from them. And I'll tell you what, we do have some of these storms down in the Lemon area just south of you that's spinning tightly. That southernmost flank, it's kind of like the end of a whip. That's where most of the energy is with these thunderstorms as well. So as I take you back to the radar, let me show you this. And I'm going to tell you how long they're going to take to get into Bismarck and the valley according to the latest computer forecast model. We'll do that real quick so you can plan the rest of your evening here. And I'll be back with a little bit of an update as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. Here is the most latest information with regards to what the models are showing right now. Okay, this one here showing the storms in and around the Lemon area, working their way right into parts of Morton County, Sioux County, as we go in towards the about the 8 o'clock hour. Now, as we go, that would be a little fast. This model might be moving a little fast here, Hutch is thinking. Let me take another look. Yep, here's the 10 o'clock hour. So it has them pushing in towards the Bismarck area at 10 o'clock. I think this may be a little bit fast. Sometimes these storms can accelerate a little bit. Good to have you on board, Tracy from Lake Brunson. Thanks so very much, Simon. There's some awesome color indeed in those photos that we saw from South Dakota. Heather, I appreciate the kind words. And Leora, it's great to see you from Oakley. Okay, so around the 10 o'clock hour, it's moving into the Minot area and Bismarck. The southern part of the storms will be the strongest ones. And as we advance this into the evening hour, look at where it's moving. Same areas that got inundated with up to 3 to 5 inches of rain last night. Another gully washer making its way in. Heavy rain will probably be our main problem as we go through the overnight hours. So if you're in Stutzman County, get prepared for more rain tonight. This stretches up into the northern valley. And as we carry you into the overnight hours, you're looking here at midnight to 1 a.m. Now we'll carry you into the wee hours of the morning, moving into Grand Forks, northwest Minnesota. Kind of see this backward C shape, a little bit of a cool punch from this system with a secondary cool front setting up behind it, right? So another wave. Now, all of these are along and north of Interstate 94 as we head into the morning hours. Fargo, yes, we may see some showers. This is about the 5 in the morning, 4 to 5 in the morning time frame. So northeast North Dakota, northwest Minnesota having the greatest chance at picking up those overnight showers. hours. That's a look at your timing. 10 o'clock-ish in the central part near the capital city for Bismarck and for you in Minot. Get into the James River Valley as we head toward the midnight to 1 a.m. time frame. And then about 4 to 6 a.m. it'll be in northeast North Dakota. That's your forecast. So again, an active tornado warning for a spinning storm down in South Dakota. Back to the radar we go as we zoom in on the affected area. This is south and west of the Bismarck area at this time. Moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour is the whole line. The tornadic storm, though, not moving quite that fast. That tornadic storm moving a little bit more easterly. So it's going to skirt right along that South Dakota line here in the next hour or so. It's taking its sweet time, creeping and crawling across the grasslands. And this is, again, in that Grand River National Grassland area, and that's where this storm is. Kind of off in the middle of the countryside, but not far from you in Lemon, South Dakota, and heading in the general direction of McIntosh. It'll be a while before it gets there. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Stay informed if you're out west. There'll be a few storms that could be strong to severe tonight. Again, on the southern flank of this line of storms, making its way out of the Montana state line heading into western parts of North Dakota. Speaking of Montana, for our viewers out there, check this out. There's another cool front pushing out of the high plains, moving out of the northern Rockies, heading towards Wolf Point and Glasgow right now. This one has a backward C shape to it. And look at the longer lines here. Faster moving, windy storms heading across the high terrain there. So if you're in Jordan, Montana, expect some gusty winds between you and points north as you move up to Fort Peck Lake. That's right. That's the big old lake there. Outside of Glasgow and Fort Peck itself, Wolf Point, Montana, those windy storms will be on their way towards you. The risk of severe from these storms does not look to be incredibly high out there, but they will have a punch of wind and some rain for the plains of Montana. Hope you all have a good evening. I'll be back with your forecast update as these storms will make their way into the valley by the time we get to daybreak. Tomorrow in Minnesota, they could be severe. I'll have the very latest for you right here. You're watching Hutch's Weather. Have a wonderful Monday evening, and I'll have an update.